The big question of the day, and I want all of you to answer in the comment section now. Do you agree with the famous words of Tapia, president of Argentinian Football Federation, that yesterday said, when Lionel Messi will retire from the national team of Argentina, we will make sure that nobody else after him will be able to wear that famous number 10 on his back. We will do it to honor his immense career with La Selección. My opinion, I will tell you immediately, according to me, this is a big BS. First of all, because you are disrespecting another big legend that also was able to win the World Cup. We are speaking about Maradona. First of all, because you didn't take away that number 10. Secondly, because I want to refer to the famous words of Alessandro Del Piero that when leaving the Vecchia Signora, the old lady, Juventus said, I don't want that number 10 taken away from the black and white team. For what reason? Because I want that the kids in the street or in the training centers, that they have that dream of one day playing with the number 10 on their back, that dream is still alive. What if they took away that famous big number 10 from Argentina after Maradona? Well, Lionel Messi would never have had the possibility to play with that number 10. My name is Giuseppe and together we'll cover football, the entirety of football. Why? Because this weekend we are playing football. As we speak, Chelsea is already winning 1-0 against Luton. We'll speak about all the top leagues, but before that I want to come back on that famous number 10 because Sun Sport is reporting as a news, and I don't know if it's real or fake news, but they are telling us that Barcelona is thinking about Mason Greenwood for next summer, the player that is impressing a lot in La Liga. But what is one of their keys to sign the player? Giving him the number 10 that was once from Lionel Messi. Messi business. Barca's shock shirt bid to lure United outcast. Well, I tell you one thing. If I don't agree that numbers, big numbers, has to be retired from the game, well, I believe that a number should be deserved. A number like the number 10 should be deserved on the field, but also especially off the field with the behavior that you have. Giving it immediately before signing the player, the number 10 to Mason Greenwood, I believe this is absolutely not okay. So let's speak about all the other leagues, but before that, of course, continue to put a maximum of like, continue to share the channel and the videos with your families and friends that are loving football. Again, we start because now we have to speak about Portugal. Portugal, a mini section. Why? Because yesterday, do you remember that we spoke about Conceição, the coach of Porto, that said, I would sign against the worst defense of Portugal, I would sign to win 1-0. Well, today Ojogo is telling us, yes, they won. And how much? 1-0. With the goal of Joao Mario. On the other side, Benfica was also playing. They won 3-0. That is bringing them at the moment on top of the league, waiting for the result of Sporting. Let's go back now to a serious argument, a serious topic. I don't want to speak about politics. This is absolutely not the goal of the channel. I never did it on my other channel. I will not start to do it here. But yesterday we were all waiting for a big game. Galatasaray against Fenerbahce. Supercup of Turkey. We know it for the very first time in history that game had to be played in Saudi Arabia. Something, the Super Cup, that is already played in Saudi Arabia from other countries, like for example Italy, that will go there with 4 teams in a few weeks. Well, yesterday the game was cancelled. For what reason? Let's try to build a bit the story. Well, yesterday, before the game, the Saudi Arabia authorities, they communicated with the National Federation of Football from Turkey, telling them we don't want any posters of Ataturk, we don't want to play the national anthem of Turkey, we don't want shirts from players, from people of Ataturk, and we don't want any banners in the stadium with the message peace in home, peace in the world. At the end, the game was cancelled. Why? Because both teams, players, Federation of Turkey, they decided that they didn't agree with it. It was a total disaster. It's actually a big shame. What is my opinion about that? Putting aside all the politics thoughts and respecting all the points of view from everyone, I believe that this could been avoided for 2 big reasons. The first one is acceptance. The second thing is communication. Why acceptance? Because I believe that Saudi Arabia, they didn't accept the Turkish values. On the other side, Turkish players, federation, teams, they didn't accept the rules of Saudi Arabia. How could that have been avoided? Well, with communication beforehand. Because we know it, Saudi Arabia, they wanted a big game to be played in their home, taking the teams, but also the values of Turkey in their home. On the other side, Turkey, they were attracted, of course, by bigger exposure, by money. Well, if they were thinking about something else than attractivity, than money, but speaking about the values, about the rules, putting everything black on white with communication, they could have avoided it. Then you could always say, we don't accept your home rules, we don't want to go. On the other side, Saudi Arabia, they could say to Turkey, well, we don't accept your values, we don't want you in your home. And it was over. It's really a really pity story. And again, no politics, but I believe that with acceptance from each other and secondly, communication, this could have been avoided. We speak again about football. That is much less important, but that is why we are here on the channel to speak about Premier League, because Premier League is back today as we speak. As I already told you, Chelsea is winning 1-0 over Luton. Will they be able to win the game or not? I don't know. I don't have that crystal ball. On the other side, Aston Villa will play against Burnley. Crystal Palace will play against Brentford, but we are all waiting also for the game Manchester City against Sheffield United, because we want to know if the citizens will go over Arsenal momentarily, because Arsenal is playing tomorrow. They will have to do it without a lot of players. This is what Pep Guardiola said yesterday in press conference. Without De Bruyne, without Holland, without Jeremy Doku, and still without John Stones. All these players will not be available on the game of today. On the other side, Pep Guardiola also spoke about other things yesterday in press conference, about an important topic, X-rated. He said, and he warned his City players to beware from social media after Grealish breaking last Wednesday when he was playing a game. Well, there were some people that entered his home while his family and partner were there. Shocking moments, total disaster, where Pep Guardiola is saying, stay off social media because it's dangerous. People know where you are, what you are doing, where you are living. Pay attention. Less you say, better you are, more safe you are. And I believe it's a real pity, because Pep Guardiola is sending a right message, but it's a pity that we are arriving there, because social media is a fantastic possibility. We are able to connect with the entire world. We have the possibility, what we didn't have 20, 30 years ago, to listen to our players, to have a direct interaction with our players. Well, because of stupid people, not great people, disgusting people, they are taking us off that possibility. This is something that is really shocking me. I have another question that is much less important than what I just asked you or what I just told you, but how many pages are there in English papers? Can someone please answer me that question? Because I'm reading Daily Express Sport and then I see play it safe. Where can you read it? On page 65. Where can you see Erik ten Hag word? You can see it on page 63. Where can you see something else? On page 71. Where can you see about Burrow's play, blah 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 blah? You can see it on page 63. How many pages are there? What are they speaking about? Daily Expert Sport from page 1 to 60. I really need to understand it because this is really difficult for me to understand. Tottenham is not playing today, but on the other side they are still active. Where? On the transfer market. And they are looking in Serie A for a player that is called Dragujin. And looks like Dragujin, the Romanian player, is interested for a move to Tottenham already in the winter. They needed players, especially to sub Romero that is injured. Will that be the player? Yes or no? I don't know. But in the meanwhile, Dragujin yesterday, he made sure that he went on the front pages. For what reason? Because yesterday he scored that equalizer in the big game, Genoa Inter that flopped the possibility to go at +7 over Juve. They are now at the moment +5, and we are all waiting for the other game, the game of today, this evening, the last game in Serie A of 2023 between Juventus and Roma. Easy game? Absolutely not. Two coaches that were praising each other in press conference, Max Allegri from one side, the other side, Jose Mourinho, that were praising their way of going for result over play style. Let me know in the comment what you prefer. Do you prefer the philosophy of an Allegri and a Mourinho Carlo Ancelotti that are thinking first about being clinical, winning over way of playing, or other styles of coaching that are saying we play well and the result will be a consequence. Let me know. Yesterday there was another game that has been played between Napoli and Monza, between the beautiful Napoli from last season that was really showing fantastic, beautiful football. Well, yesterday 0-0, and they were about to lose because Monza missed in the last minutes of the game a penalty. De Laurentiis, president of Napoli, he took accountability. He said, "It is my own responsibility. I messed up and I want to say sorry to all the fans." How will we solve it? I promise to all the fans that we will go on transfer market and we will make sure that we will solve the situation. Corriere dello Sport is speaking about Napoli, but also about Fiorentina. Fiorentina of Vincenzo Italiano that started to win 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and these 1-0s in a row, they are bringing him at the moment third, waiting for the result of Milan that will play against Sassuolo. Milan with a lot of problems, a lot of injuries. We already told you that they are looking for a striker, Guirassy from Bundesliga. On the other side, they are also looking for defense, and what is a player that they want to sign immediately or bring back home? It is Gabbia. Gabbia, that is their own player that is loaned out to Villarreal. Villarreal is thinking about the ex-Manchester United player. They are looking for Eric Bailly, that is at the moment the free agent. One that will not move in the winter, but maybe in the summer. It's still a big question mark, and it's always the same question, is Kylian Mbappé. Will he be a free transfer at the end of the season, or will PSG continue to extend him 1 year, 1 year, 1 year? We don't know. Le pari de l'optimisme. Well, in France, they are betting on the optimism of El Khalifi, that is thinking that he can do it again, keeping Kylian Mbappé also next year. One that is not moving anywhere, it is Carlo Ancelotti. Yesterday we spoke about it. Contract extension until 2026. Yesterday we were asking ourselves, is it deserved? Yes or no? Well, today As is explaining us that he received that contract extension, especially for a big reason, because his way of managing these young upcoming talents together with the big stars of the team. He's able to do the both things, young and vintage player. Stars confirmed with upcoming stars, and he's going for a lot of titles more. He wants to go and equalize the record of Miguel Munoz. In Barcelona, they are speaking about one thing only, because at the moment they are not playing. They're speaking only about Vitor Roque, that is dreaming about the Champions League. A bit strange for a team, Barcelona, with Laporta president, that is dreaming about Super League and not Champions League. I don't know. Let me know in the comment what you thought about today's video, what game you will watch today. Let me know. Thank you. My name is Giuseppe, and together we covered football.